Hey yo, welcome back. Talking about test editors, I'm walking through how to get that up and running in your system. Now, I previously said the recommended for this training is VS Code. So let's see how to get that running on our system, just like you did for our browsers. The same approach. First thing you need to do is to download the raw file. Now, how do you download the raw file? By going to Google. Because you don't know the official sites, or you don't know the URLs, the sites, just go on Google and search and type this short sentence: download VS Code. That's all you need. You can just type VS Code, and Google will give you what you need. Voila! You can see several results being displayed by Google. Now, the first result is the official website to download Visual Studio Code. If you scroll down, you're going to see other results, other sites you could download from. But don't be tempted to do that. Download only from the official website. You can see how I'm reiterating this fact. So you click on the first result. Once you click on the first search result, it redirects you to a page, a download page. Here you can do the actual download. Now, the good thing about this site is that it displays a call to actions to download from different operating systems. So you're going to select or click on a particular one based on the particular OS you are using. If you are when I say OS, let me just digress a bit. When I say OS stands for operating system. It's just like the underlying framework or platform in which other software are installed in. So each computer comes with an OS. For Windows system most Windows and PCs comes with Windows operating system. Mac comes with macOS. Apple likes macOS. Also have Ubuntu and Linux. So if you are using Windows, you're going to click this particular option to download. And almost likely the raw file comes in an .exe extension. Or you could probably choose zip. The one thing you must take note of is this. Now, you check the bits of your system, the bits of your system. If it's 64 bits, ensure you download of 64 bits. But if it's a 32-bit system you are making use of, ensure you download a 32-bit raw file. Now, if you are using a 32-bit and you go ahead to download a 64-bit raw file, trust me, you're going to have issues because they'll not be compatible. It's be compatible. So 32 bits can work for both 32 and 64 bits. So why a 64 bits can only work for 64 bits? I'm talking about Windows users now. So if you have a 32 bits operating system, you must be very cautious of the file to download. Ensure you download the 32 bits. But for a 64 bits Windows user, you can download any of them. It's going to work. It's definitely going to work. So for Mac, just go ahead and click on Mac. Mac usually comes on a zip file. Comes with a zip file. Now I already have VS Code installed on my system, so I will not be installing it again. Okay, let me install it again. Wait, I think I have the raw file. Let me check. Download. Yeah, this is a raw file. .dmg. Okay. .zip, right? This is downloaded file. So I did a download before recording this tutorial. So the first thing you need to do here in macOS is to unzip this file by double clicking. It expands and extracts the file out. So that's what you have here. The extractor, you can check the time, 1:25 p.m. 1:25 p.m. So after that, the next thing to do is to begin the installation. Left click twice. Just click twice. Click on it twice. The installation starts. going to prompt bring a dialog box asking us of some questions to confirm and grant an access. Just click OK, open. Just give a consent to all the prompts it asks you. That, believe me, that's all. So I've successfully installed VS Code on my system. The process was quite fast because I already have it installed previously. So sometimes, or most times, on a Mac, before you install, it's going to show you two icons prompting you to shift or to drag the raw file to this application or launchpad interface. Sorry. Sorry. So it's going to show you this to drag it here. Once you drag it, then you can click to commence the installation. sorry about that. Now once you're done installing, you can then launch your VS Code and start making use of it. It's as simple as that. So for Windows, just the way you would install your normal software as an application, same way, no different. Just the way we did for our browsers, the same way. Click on it, download, ensure you download a file that matches your specifications, your laptop specification, the bits. Very important. After downloading for Windows, the first thing you would do is to right-click on the raw file, then click on Run as Administrator. Run as Administrator, or you could just left-click twice to commence installation. Then it prompts you. You keep consenting to the prompt. Yes, okay. There'll be a box, a pad that asks you add to path. Make sure you tick that box. Tick add to path so that your installation will be smooth and successful. So once you are done installing, that will be all. Then for Linux and Ubuntu, it's the same process. If I'm on a Linux system on Ubuntu OS, all I need to do is to click on the download .dabs. Once I'm done downloading, Ubuntu normally prompts you, or no, it doesn't actually prompt you. After downloading, the next step would be to go to your application folder or interface rather, something like this we have on a Mac, but they're a bit different. On Ubuntu. You go there, you search for VS Code, search for the app you downloaded that you want to install. Search for it, you get to see it, click on it and start your installation. That's for Ubuntu and Linux. Once you are done installing, you can launch your VS Code. Now, the beauty about VS Code is that it has what we call plugins and extension. These plugins and extension, they helps to extend the functionality of the text editor. They help to extend the functionality, making it easy for us to accomplish tasks, accomplish our goal, accomplish writing codes effectively. Don't forget, text editor for you to write your codes, debug, run your code, run your code, and all that. So there are several, I think there are thousands of VS Code extensions. You as a developer, as an upcoming developer, you can develop your own extension and publish as a package the extension, VS Code extension market. So to access the extension, and in this left pane, click on Explorer. You can see that here. No, not Explorer, sorry for that. Click on the extension here. Explorer helps to toggle this folder of files structure. That's what Explorer does for us. The extension takes us to the plugin market or the extension market. Now, to install a particular extension is very, very simple. All you need to do is to search for it. So my extension I will recommend you to install right away are Prettier. Prettier is a code formatter that helps you to structure and align your code properly. You know, as you become a developer, start growing, writing code, building stuff, you get to a stage when you're not just after writing code to make it work, writing code that works. So far it works. So far it works. Go past the stage, go above that stage to write clean code, readable code that are reusable, that someone else can read. So Prettier helps to aid that. Of course, you can see uninstalled here because I already have it installed in my system. I use it quite a lot. For you, you might see this written as installed, prompting you to install. Once you click on it, it gets installed. It takes seconds or very, very short minutes. Within a minute, it gets installed. You know how fast your operating system, your system is on your internet. So install Prettier code formatter, install what else again? Install Lifesaver. You're going to be needing Lifesaver. Lifesaver helps us to run an application, run a web page. For example, if you're working on a HTML page, you want to run a test to see how it looks like, how your page looks like, you can use your Lifesaver right from your text editor. You can easily run your save on your browser. So I use it a lot to have it installed. So it's showing me on install. There are several others. They have ESLint. Make sure you install Prettier and Lifesaver. As the program progresses, it's going to tell you more, recommend more for you to install as the program progresses. There are some that helps you to beautify and structure your folder, giving you meaningful folder structure, so forth and so on. That's that for VS Code. Okay. Then the next, okay, the other alternative I give you is Sublime. You can make use of Sublime. How do you get Sublime in your system? The same process. There's no magic. Download Sublime. Just type this on Google. Type it on Google. Google gives you results, show you the official website. Ensure you download on the official website. There are several places you can download it from, but stay away from them. Only download the official website. Most times, the official website usually ranked as the first in Google search results. So click on it. Thanks goodness, Sublime provides the 3 operating system that is mostly used, just like the way VS Code did also. So it makes life easy for us. Just like if you're using a Mac, on a Mac, click on Mac. When you're using Windows, click on Windows. If you're on Linux, click on Linux. After downloading, the same process you use installing VS Code for Windows, follow the same process. The same process you used to install VS Code for Mac, follow the same process. Same process for Linux, follow the same process. And you'll be good to go. You'll be up and running. We also have the WebStorm. WebStorm is owned and built by the JetBrains, the owner of Kotlin. So by WebStorm is an IDE, Integrated Development Environment, an IDE. Now WebStorm is premium, so that might not be one of your options. So it's premium. So just stick with VS Code. I normally use VS Code and WebStorm. Personally, I don't use Sublime. The Sublime is very, very good. They are all good. But generally, from my own experience, I would say VS Code has the best user experience. Coupled with the extension and plugins to make our functionalities very vast and easier to use. So I use VS Code more than WebStorm. So stick with VS Code. Although VS Code is hardware intensive, it's RAM intensive. So if your spec or the specification of your laptop is very low, you want to consider using Sublime. So that's how we test editors. Then lastly, I want to talk about Git Bash. Now, I'm not going to be introducing you to Git Hub or Git in this tutorial, but I'll just make a reference to it. As the week progresses, they're going to give you a tutorial on Git and GitHub. Git is a version control system, helps you to collaborate. It helps teams to collaborate. With the aid of Git and GitHub, you can work with your colleague from different locations. You can be in Abuja, colleague in Lagos, in the US, in Canada. You can work together with the aid of Git and GitHub. Now, GitHub has a tool or a command line tool called the Git Bash. Now, the Git Bash, you can install it in all operating systems. We'll tell you how to do that in the later tutorials. Now, my emphasis is that VS Code make provisions to use the Git Bash within it. Look at it. Let me close this terminal. If I don't want to make use of the GitHub separate Git Bash tool, I can make use of Git Bash within my VS Code and push my codes to GitHub and collaborate. Sending pull requests and whatever, merge. All I need to do is to come to my terminal. I will create a new terminal. Once my terminal is launched, if you are using a Windows, you might not see this ZSH here. You see something different. You might see something a bit different. Node or something else. So I'll click on this arrow. I'll select Bash. Once you select Bash, what you see here is almost totally equivalent to a Git Bash application. So instead of you to be launching Git Bash, going to Git Bash to commit your codes or push your code to Git, so you can do everything right here. You can type your Git commands. Everything will work very, very fine. This is one of the functionalities VS Code provides you with also. There's someone that's also have like WebStorm. You can also run your Git commands and your Git Bash within. However, VS Code is more user-friendly. I think is the most accepted text editor in the world currently right now. So I strongly recommend you stick to VS Code or Sublime if you feel like. All of them are very good. I'm just trying to let you know, see the advantages or benefits in some of them. So I think that is that. I think I've covered everything to know to set up your system. So while you're doing all this, while you're following this tutorial, you could stop, pause, practice. If you have any blocker or challenge, you can reach out to me on Slack or any of the front-end mentors on Slack. You could also reach out to any of your colleagues that have successfully done this. You can reach out to them. And don't forget, Google is always your friend. Before you reach out to anyone, try to Google your error. Don't forget that. I was almost forgetting Node.js. Yes, Node. You also need your Node environment. You need your Node because you're going to be writing a lot of JavaScript and React. So you need your Node environment. To download Node, how do you download Node? Google is your friend. Go to Google and type download Node.js. Hit enter. It shows the first result, which is the official site. Don't forget, download only from the official website. I know I'm emphasizing on this. Please adhere to that. Now, another thing that you should note here, Node.js site offers you two options. The first one on the left, recommended for most users. The second one is current latest features. You might be tempted to go and click on latest features. Please resist that temptation. Most times, latest features option contains the software that I see on the beta mode. They are still testing it. If you go and install this, you might be having issues while you are working. Always go for the recommended for most users, please. So depending on your OS, you select. If you are on Windows, select Windows. On your Mac, select Mac. For this one, you select this one. So that's it. So for your Mac, you select that. I downloaded that a few minutes before I recorded this tutorial. So let me just go there. Node. Yeah, this is it. Today, 12:35 p.m. Now, after downloading it, recommended for most users, you install it. Just the way you install your normal software. Double click on Mac. Now it prompts you to show you to continue. Windows always gets to a point where it asks you to tick add to path. ensure you tick that so you don't have environmental variables issues. Please ensure you tick that. But Mac won't show you that. Mac hardly have such issues. Ensure you tick that on Windows, but that could give you a headache. Continue. Are you going to agree? Agree. Install. Of course, some restriction. Password. Go. Going. Installing. Going. Successful. Voila. Then close it. Now, after you are done installing, move to trash. Once you are done installing, you should always confirm your Node.js installation. Confirm to see that it's really there. How do you do that? Go to your command line. For Windows, go to your CMD. Go to your Windows, so your search, type CMD. CMD. Hit enter. On your search, if you hit enter, you see your command line will pop out. Then type this command, node -- version. Type this command on your command line interface, then hit enter. If you get this version displayed, it simply means you successfully installed Node.js in your system. If you don't get this, it means there's a problem somewhere. Sometimes in Windows, most time, or sometimes on Windows, you might get Node is not a recognizable command. What causes that? Okay, now if you get that, to fix it, just restart your system. Restart your system and try it again. Try the command again. If it persists, then it means the issue is from your path. Probably you didn't click ask to path, or you need to go and set your environmental variable. Now, if you're having that issue on Windows, reach out to me on Slack or any of the front-end mentors, or any of your colleagues that have successfully done that. Then before you even do that, please go to Google. Make Google your friend. You have to start learning how to use Google, how to search for answers yourself, how to unblock yourself. It's a skill of a developer. It's something you keep doing. Even when you rise from become junior, mid, and senior, you're unblocking yourself. That's the truth. So ensure if you're having a bug and error, copy that error, paste it on Google, and see suggestions, solutions that are there. Try them before you reach out to your mentors and your colleagues. Yeah, so that's all you're going to need to set up. That's all you're going to set up for your front end track. That's all. Text editor, your browsers, your GitHub. I don't know if you told you about GitHub. You need to open a GitHub account. Of course, you need to open a GitHub account. It's very simple. There's a video on that already, so I won't be talking about that. There's a video on that on YouTube. And lastly, I will share some link that will directly show you steps on installing all these text editors and doing all these installations by yourself, specifically on your particular OS. If you follow this video, you should be able to do it yourself, but there will be additional articles in case you want to read more and get more understanding. So that will be all. Do have a nice day.